Well, good afternoon, everybody. Good evening, whatever. Here we are on a Wednesday night. Figured I'd give you a quick update before I go and finish putting the Torino back together. So, ended up taking both heads in, took the first one in, took it apart. Actually had a galled intake valve, which was kind of weird, and one exhaust, but the intake one is the one that was stuck. Got it pounded out, and anyways, went through all new exhaust valves and new seats, or not new seats, some new guides and a tad bit of extra clearance on the guides for the valves, and heads all back together. Mike took care of me, did a great job for me. I really appreciate it. Got the heads home Monday night, got the heads put on, been slowly putting it back together. It may run tonight, I'm getting pretty close. So here you go. Just need to put the intake on, and since the intake is so heavy and leaning way over the fender with that original heavy cast iron intake, almost acts as like a cantilever for me, and my feet come out and fly up in the air. So I put some studs on here, just some guide studs for the center two bolts on each side, so hopefully that'll help. I ran my gauges. I'm keeping the original electric gauges in the cluster, but I also added mechanical water temperature and oil pressure. So I got a T back here for the oil pressure, and actually Autometer makes a really nice braided steel line for their mechanical pressure gauges. So I bought one of those and ran that instead of using that stupid plastic tubing or using the copper tubing. And then ran the coolant temp sensor up, put that in the original sensor spot, and then put the original sensor in the empty hole in the water pump. Not long after this car was bought brand new, the original owner put add-on air on it at the dealership, but it was Ford add-on air, and never worked right. Bill ended up taking it off, buying all the right stuff to just put it back to regular non-air car, and he had a plate riveted on the firewall over the two holes where the AC hoses had come through. Well, I took that plate off and it worked out perfect for my gauges to run through. And so I got those there. I'll knock out the rest of the rivets, so it's not sticking out like a sore thumb. But I bought grommets for early 60s or mid 60s Mustang, early, first generation Mustang for AC hoses, and they fit the holes damn near perfect. So that worked out really nice. So exhaust manifolds back on with new gaskets, alternator back on, power steering pump back on. Like I said, the gauges run. Everything's all torqued down to spec. Rockers are all torqued down. So now just need to lay my bead of silicone across the front and rear china walls, and let that set up for about 10 minutes and throw the intake on. And this may just run tonight. I picked up the oil today and the filter for it, so I can get the oil changed on it. But other than that, we're in the home stretch, be able to get this done. And the gauges I mounted on top the front of the console. Not the greatest line of sight from inside the car or the driver's seat. I'm going to end up spinning these a little bit so that this part is kind of down here. I might even like flip this one upside down so I can actually see the pressure where it's running at. And then the water temp, I will probably just spin this about 90 so I can actually see the temperature. But that's going to be it for now. I had them set up like this on my other 72, but I was able to bring this this gauge panel a lot farther forward. This one, I can only sit it back here. This is an Autometer one. So, but I like the big 2 5/8 gauges, and that's what I had before. So, I don't know. I might have to try a different panel, but for now, this is going to work, and I'll be able to see what the actual temperature is versus what the gauge is showing. So, get the engine the rest of the way buttoned up, get the gauges spun, loosen up the holder. I had a thing going on my Facebook, chrome bezel or no chrome bezel. They just snap on, so I'll probably just throw the chrome bezel on here, see if I like it. If not, I'll just pop it off and just run the black bezel on it. And I still have to hook up the lights for the gauges, but that's no big deal. So right now I just want to get it running, see these gauges work, and hopefully be all fixed back out on the road. So that's it for now. Hope everyone has a great night. And if you like my content, like, subscribe, hit the button for notifications when I put a new video out. Comments are welcome. Constructive criticism is welcome. So just regular guy working on his junk. So anyways, have a great night, everyone.